At first, it all seemed just too overwhelming. There was so much gear to move. But once you got into the swing of it, it wasn't so bad. In fact, there was something for everyone to do. 18 bales of second-hand clothing, weighing several tons in total, had also been donated. The bales were broken open and sorted, then packed into small bags to squeeze into every available space around the medical gear. And then there was all the medical equipment to deal with. Hundreds of boxes of medical supplies had to be sorted, cleaned, repacked and meticulously recorded. Hospital beds, humidity cribs, cots and other large thingamajigs had to be shifted. And then everything had to be packed into shipping containers so that there was no space wasted. As they say, it costs money to ship air. When the first container was completed on Tuesday, Jeff Lockyer was sure happy. That's him, there, with the broken foot. So moved by the plight of people in Eastern Europe that they decided to do something about it. They began to approach pharmaceutical companies for excess medicines that could be shipped overseas. Their mission, known as Opal for short, is now shipping medicines to needy communities all over the world. But this warehouse full of hospital gear was a different kettle of fish altogether. Opal had no outlet for it, no one to send it to. It was just taking up warehouse space at the cost of more than $50,000 a year. Meanwhile, but unbeknownst to them, Pastor Donald Soriano from the Philippines was on the lookout for medical equipment suitable for hospitals in his country. Almost anything could be useful over there in a country where many areas had little or nothing. Donald Soriano's ministry had contacts throughout the Philippines and enjoyed the favour of the Filipino government right up to the President's office. Hazel and Glenn Jones from Sydney, that's them, here, have been shipping supplies to Donald Soriano in the Philippines for years. Now they've teamed up with Living Waters Church in Terrigal. When Ian Mackay of Living Waters heard about the Adelaide warehouse equipment, he knew it could be used by Donald in the Philippines. Soon the whole project was underway. It's all a bit complicated really, but that's how it was. That's how the team got together. Yeah, well, as we said, it was a motley crew. By Wednesday, the mountain had been reduced to a sort of rocky prairie, but there was still a lot to do. 2 containers had been filled by the end of Tuesday. There were 2 more to go. They worked hard and the team worked hard to sort and clear the remaining gear, and the warehouse began to look empty again. It was always fun to see another container completed. It was the final day of operations. The warehouse was cleaned. Hundreds of boxes were broken up. In 3.5 days, the team had packed 4 shipping containers. But this would still not prevent the equipment being confiscated somewhere along the way. A far better protection was prayer to the Almighty God who can overrule all the activities of men. The team anointed each of the containers with oil, praying God's protection over them. No good thing is ever done in God's kingdom without an exercise of faith.
This is your job. Aren't you supposed to be on making boxes, Wayne? 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 Hey? Whoa. Catch us at our best. Thank you, Wayne. That was a good show. $1 million man, wasn't it?
Woman was better.
Oh, there you go. You just like Wonder Woman, don't you?
So I'm going to drag him into here, but I'm just wondering if we've got something that...
Yeah, Dad, you
That kind of 12th man.
Yeah. Yeah, ta-ta-ta.
Are they signed?
Yeah, ta-ta-ta.
How much of this gear on the side's going to go? Barry windows and mattresses and... Where, mate? I'll look on the other blue one.
Glory to God.